I'd bring y'all along right quick. I'm going to catch you up, okay? I'm making my Mountain Daughters Back in the Holler strawberry cobbler. Anyway, so I'm just going to throw you into it. Right now, we've got our oven set at 375, and it's preheated. And then in our oven, we have a stick of butter melting. And when that gets melted, we're going to bring it out. And then we're going to combine our batter. Now, your batter is very simple. It's made up of 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And when I say flour, I'm talking about all-purpose. If you use self-rising, you don't have to add the baking powder. But if you use all-purpose, I use bread flour. So 1 cup of all-purpose flour or 1 cup of self-rising flour. But if you use the all-purpose or the bread flour, you have to put in 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a cup of sugar, and then a cup of milk. And we're going to, and this, I love to say, yes, this is my raw cow's milk that I get from the Amish dairy. So we're going to put a cup of that in there, and then we're going to mix it well. I was just talking to my daddy yesterday on the telephone, and he says how he would just give anything to have some local raw cow's milk. I said, Daddy, I said, I do have local raw cow milk. Anyway, we had a little story about that. And so, of course, I have my own cow, and she'll be throwing us a baby before too long. Yeah, it'll be a while. But then I don't have to buy from the Amish dairy, but I sure don't mind going out there and talking with that farmer feller. He's real kind and real nice, and we talk about him and his wife and youngins and just different things. So we're going to mix this well, and then we're going to add some of my homemade vanilla bean extract. That's been sitting, golly bum, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 4 months. So it's definitely ready to be used. So what we're going to do with that, pop the cork, and we're going to put a splash of homemade vanilla extract. Well, let's give it a little shake first, because it's been sitting there a while. Okay, I gave it a little shake. Oh, it smells wonderful. And you're just going to throw a splash in there. That's a splash. That would probably be equivalent to about 3 tablespoons, maybe 2. But you can use store-bought if that's all you have. But if that's all you have, learn how to make your own. Just get you some vanilla beans and some vodka and pour it in there and let it steep for at least 2 months, if not longer. The longer the better, though. So while that is, I'm mixing that in real well, and it's ready. I'm going to take my bowl out of my oven, and here's how you do it. You take your batter here, which is 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, splash of vanilla bean extract or vanilla extract, and if you're using all-purpose or bread flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, and a cup of milk. Did I already say that? And you're going to take this batter and you're going to pour it on top of the butter. Now your butter is bubbly hot, okay? So let me mix my batter just a minute longer. Here's y'all a tip. Use a spatula and make sure you go around every bit of the edge so you get any kind of dried flour that might be over there in the corner, and you get it well mixed, okay? And then take this spatula and scrape it into your butter. And just pour it right on top. Scraping your sides, getting all that yummy batter out of there. Okay? Alright, Got that part in there. Now, I'm going to take a jar of my whole strawberries I jarred up a couple of months ago. And I know that strawberries never really look appealing once they've been jarred up because they lose their color. They look kind of gross in a way. But they still have that same yummy taste and smell. So I'm going to pop the top off of this one. And you can use, when it comes to this, as far as strawberries goes, if you use fresh strawberries, you're going to want to probably warm them up in a pan, cook them a little bit. But if you don't, if you got some jarred up strawberries, and this is really what the fixings is for, is those of us that jar up the strawberries, you're going to pop the top and you're going to dump that right on top of it. And don't forget that your dish is hot, like I just did, and touch the sides. See, the heat from the butter is already making the batter rise, so we need to get this in here. And you're just going to plop it. I'm sorry. I have a tendency of watching my, in front of the camera than I do on the actual sides of it. So you're going to want it to evenly distribute it. And that's that. And it kind of looks like a mess, a hot mess right now. But that's alright. You got that in there. And you might want to just kind of evenly distribute a little bit. But you don't want to keep it out much longer because it's already the batter's starting to cook. Okay, you're going to stick this in the oven at 375 for at least 30 minutes. You might have to go a little bit longer. It depends. Make sure your batter is done and it's a golden brown. Now this is the perfect time while you're waiting for your strawberry cobbler to bake in the oven, to do any house chores or housework that you ain't got a chance to get to yet. So get those dishes washed up and your clothes and floor swept or vacuumed and whatever else needs you got for about 30 minutes. We'll see you back then. Alright, that is 25 minutes in. We've got about 5 more minutes to go. It's so pretty. Oh, but yeah. 32 minutes later, and she's coming out of the oven. How pretty is that, y'all? That is some kind of mountain pretty. Now, it is bubbly hot. Look at that. Y'all better not be showing your hubbies this video. You'll be making a strawberry cobbler. It smells so wonderful in here. Look at there. Yes. Alright, now you need to let this thing cool. Of course, that's a given. But it is perfectly done. So, let it sit there. Oh, man. I'd say for at least 20 to 30 minutes. And it is totally delicious by itself. Or if it's even more yummier with some I was going to say strawberry. Strawberry would work too. But some vanilla or ice cream. Oh, man. So that's how you make my back in the holler strawberry cobbler.